Hello and welcome one and all. The atmosphere building very nicely here. Gorgeous, gorgeous evening. The skies are clear, the noise is fervent. The atmosphere frenetic. I'm Peter Drury and it's a pleasure to be alongside Jim Beglin.
Hi everyone, and thanks Peter. It's great to be on board.
There's nothing quite like match day, especially here. This crowd doesn't do ordinary, and we should be in for something very special. So we're very much on the way now.
Well, you know, Peter, the brains of this particular team's operation is Pep Guardiola, someone who can dictate the tempo, and his appreciation of the game is a step above most.
Yeah, he's a thinking man's footballer. Takes a shot! Bale attempts a clearance. Tries to play it through. And he was quick to react. And it's Nedved. Kimmich. And it's Griezmann. And this is Adriano. Del Piero is flagged offside. Pull it. Still goalless. Quarter of an hour played. And here's Mbappe. And he shoots! Oh, denied! Brilliantly!
Really looked sharp there, didn't he? That's very well played.
And here's the chance to counter. Vieira. Guardiola gets a foot in here, and that's very disappointing, it has to be said. Well, the idea was a good one, the execution of it, not quite so.
Well, the pass wasn't good enough, and he knows it.
Now it's Mbappe. Nedved. And it's Griezmann. Vieira. And here's Del Piero. Some intricate passing, looking to progress the ball. And this is how he's having a shot! Messi, a player who needs no introduction. Messi back and defending. Now it's Mbappe. So still we are where we began. It's 0-0. Nedved. Looking for options for movement. Oh, he's bustling through here. And we have our very first corner. Messi with the short one. Now it's Messi. And now a sudden chance to counter. And this is Adriano. Shin to shin, bicep to bicep, and he wins out.
Adriano really needed to concentrate on protect.
And the referee says that is that for the first half. A decent enough half, but neither side able to get on the score sheet. Time for some fresh ideas in the second period, perhaps. So between them, no goals at all so far.
After all that probing and testing the waters, here's hoping for a more open second half.
So, no breakthrough from either side, 0-0 after 45 minutes of action. So we're off again. 0-0, and we're at the halfway point. Mateus, and it's Bale. And here's Hullet. Looks a foul. Yep, referee's given it. The referee has resisted the temptation to go to his pocket. It's just a stern lecture. Messi. And Messi! Oh, the ball's run. And again! And he hits the net! And the game has liftoff! And he's only too grateful to capitalise on the keeper's misfortune.
And that's great movement from him. He instinctively knew that the ball was going to come back out and put himself where he needed to be. The sort of thing you just can't teach.
And when the manager called on him, he was only too happy to repay that faith.
That's just as the manager would have seen it, an impact sub.
You felt it was coming, 1-0.
Well, it looks like a bit of half-time encouragement was all that was needed, because we have a very different game on our hands now, Peter. Well, Peter, just see here how a lot of the attacking players aren't dropping back anymore.
And that means just one thing, I suppose.
Yeah, they just simply want to engage the counter-attack.
And this is Del Piero. And they're back on the... Griezmann! And the keeper has reacted superbly there.
Griezmann clearly thought he had the beating of the keeper.
And a header! Well taken goal. That is remarkable! All square in a matter of moments.
Well, that's so refreshing. They went a goal down and you never would have guessed it. Their reaction has been emphatic.
Great corner, and he did the rest.
So well played, Peter. Did a great job keeping sight of the ball. Made a classic move.
And Del Piero! He steps in, and that's the end of that. Now, can they get him away? Well timed, excellent interception. Looking to play him in. Chance! Wonderful from Del Piero! He's got himself an absolute peach. And the game is well and truly turned on its head. The movement so precise, the finish sumptuous.
Look, if you want to be effective on the break, then the key element is always pace. That's what really rips defences apart, and it's difficult to find an answer to it when it's applied like that.
So we have a breakthrough. Now how will things develop from here?
Yeah, it's all happening now. There's been an upping of the intention and urgency, a real step up in possession and purpose now.
Nedved will... Oh, he's having a go! Oh, just lacked a decent finish.
Well, there's always that risk, Peter, when a team commits too many numbers forward. You can't help but leave some gaps at the back.
So changes afoot here, and from both sides. Oh, that pass isn't the best. Oh, he's been caught on it here! Plays a sharp little ball here.
Keep calm and carry on. That's the job. And
Rummenigge! Rummenigge! That is just brilliant! A finish right from the top draw! They've done it again! It is incredible!
wow, this is so good. I mean, seriously good. They're putting on quite a show here for us.
So smooth. A signature finish.
It's the stuff you work on the training ground time and time again, and it came off.
So again, we have parity.
Well, at this stage, Peter, it's going to come down to how badly they want to win this. I think we might be done here, Peter. I don't see there being enough time for them to try again.
Oh, well measured. And he's quick to get rid. Oh, it's a nice idea, but the execution was lacking. Hernus. Now it's Hullet. Oh, that's a key interception. And time is up. Decent game of football, that. Intense, intriguing. And both sides, as it turns out, unable to be... Well, what a sight this is. The colour, the choreography, the camaraderie. The fans have pulled out all the stops to make this a monumental occasion. Well, colour and passion just oozing from the stands here. These fans love their football, and we're about to be dished up a feast of it. If you have just joined, you have just missed the kickoff. With so many teams now playing just one up front, Jim, it's easy to forget, isn't it, that strike partnerships used to be the norm.
Absolutely, Peter, but partnerships have proven themselves to be very productive over the years. They carry more might.
And we've had some legendary ones, haven't we?
Yeah, and how it usually works is that you've got one target man with the other striker playing off him, and just looking to add another little bit of devilment.
And we have our very first corner. Silvestre gets it away. Luis Suarez! But he's left disappointed. And there's his chance to lead the counter. Bumps him off it and wins back the ball. And it's Griezmann. Seedorf did well to emerge with the ball. That's a contest to keep an eye on. And here's Cruyff. Looking for the run. Expertly cut out. Really nicely done.
And he could have done himself a massive favour by just lifting his head up there. You know, it would have been a better picture of what was going on around him.
Well, the movement is slick, the speed is slippery. The defence, though, able to hold on this time. Still goalless at the moment. And he welcomes it in. Good read, needed to be. Griezmann. And they are prompt with their pressing. That is good pressure, just hounded him off it. Well, the defence proved infallible then, but that won't be the last they'll see of him. And he's there to belt it away. Vieira. And here's Cruyff. Cruyff will not want to lose out here, not against... Chance for a shot! And he's heaved it away. Looking for options for movement. Well read, nice interception. Tries to pass it through. No, it's come to nothing. It's gone behind for a goal kick. Plays a sharp little ball here. Oh no, this does not look good. And the shot! He's delivered all right! And there is your opener. Oh, one moment you're in possession, the next you're picking the ball out of your own net. That one will sting.
Oh, look at the manager here. He's absolutely fuming, and he has every right to be. You can't win football matches if you give the ball away like that.
And the referee says that is that for the first half. Well, there were plenty of talking points in that first half, but just the one goal. It's still anybody's game here.
It's been a pretty tepid display. They'll want to use this break wisely to regroup and come out with some fresh initiatives. This is all still very salvageable, maybe even winnable.
So that was the first half, and we will be back with the second half shortly. So we're straight back at it at the start of the second half.
Well, I think in these circumstances, it's all about how to adjust the balance of your team. I mean, you want to get back in it as soon as possible, but without leaving yourself too open.
Oh, good read.
That was well played, well stopped.
And here's Suarez. Bale. Oh, we expected better, and so did he. India appear to be happy to let their front players stay up front all the time.
Well, it's signalling to the opposition that they're setting themselves up for the counter-attack. It's plain and simple.
Down by a goal, needing to go up a gear. That's how it looks here. Is that a foul? Yes, the referee's given it.
Well, it's a move of great promise, but will it really prove productive?
Suarez gets into a good position. Kimmich. That's a good... Bale! Oh, how's that for a goal? A finish right from the top draw. They have come roaring back.
Well, it looks like we have ourselves a real game here now, Peter. They've been rewarded for their courage, for their attitude, for their application, and now they'll want another.
Oh, delicious. Such devilish curl.
Oh, it was a real beauty, Peter, and while many might have just lashed out at it, he took his time and he put it where very few can.
Time for a change in personnel. We're looking at a different game now.
Well, I'd happily watch this every week, Peter. This is exactly what you want from a big game.
Now it's Del Piero. De Ligt is a man so notably robust and resolute in his defending. And Zola! Oh, the ball's run loose here. Bergomi getting this one clear. Pull it. And it's Bale. Oh, facing up to his adversary. This is a formidable matchup. Rijkaard. Bale. And that's been intercepted.
He read that really well and stopped it.
Zola. Zola scooting forward. Oh, he's having a go! Oh, special! That is a special goal! About as smooth as it gets! And they've got their lead back! What a delicious goal, stroked in like a maestro.
That was magnificent. The way he caught it so perfectly, I think he's even managed to surprise himself, Peter.
India leading now.
What a great time to score, but it does give the manager a real headache. Does he sit on this lead now, or try and finish it off?
He's having a shot! And a neat finish! A game of thrills, all square in the blinking of an eye!
Yeah, and analysis of the goal should take a back seat to the importance of a committed reaction. This is wonderful to watch.
The movement so precise, the finish sumptuous.
Just when they thought they may be in at one end, they end up shipping a goal at the other, and it's all due to wonderful counter-attacking. They hardly had time to even react, and there's only one word to describe that: clinical.
So again, we have parity.
You've got to commend that, Peter. It's the perfect response to falling behind. Don't let your heads drop, just get back up the pitch and level the scores again. This is cracking stuff.
Oh no, no circumventing this opponent. Yamal. Oh, easy pickings there. And that will be it. A good watch, more than a good watch actually, certainly from a sporting perspective. It lacks winner of... Well, what a scene we have here. There's a real expectant buzz in the stadium, and the players on the pitch are raring to go any minute now. And the mood is boisterous. It is a perfect ambience for the central characters who are ready now to perform. So it's away we go then.
I've always been a fan of Giovanni van Bronckhorst, someone who excels both as a defensive midfielder and a fullback. He's going to have to be busy in trying to cover both positions while ensuring that the team keeps its overall shape.
He is that kind of player, one who any team cannot have enough of in this day and age.
Exactly, we all know how astute...
Del Piero! And that is doing no harm at all.
Well, it didn't quite come off this time, Peter, but that's a warning to the opposition. This team know how to counter, and they'll be looking to do it every chance they get.
Zola, and it's Totti. And this is Ibrahimovic. Totti going face-to-face with his great rival. He's having a hit! And he has kept it out somehow.
Really looked sharp there, didn't he? That's very well played.
Bangladesh with their first corner, the first in the game for either side, actually. And now a sudden chance to counter. Cannavaro picks it up from the goal kick. Del Piero. And here's Cruyff. Nedved. Oh, this is a great position. And he's there to belt it away. And they're back on the ball again. It's a threatening ball. And Del Piero! It's a carbon copy of the previous miss.
Well, the breakthrough hasn't come yet, Peter, but you do feel they're upping the ante here. They'll get the reward if they can stick at this.
Maicon can so cleverly bypass the press. Now it's Del Piero, and this is Griezmann.
There's a real tenacity about their defensive play, and it's up close and personal.
Oh, that's a key interception. Neither side yet able to force a breakthrough here. Nedved. Now it's Del Piero. Cannavaro makes the interception. 30 minutes gone. And here's Ibrahimovic. What? Totti! Big relief, it just needed better contact.
He just didn't catch that one right, and he knows it.
Pressing high and with purpose. Rijkaard. Some intricate passing, looking to progress the ball. And he's running through. So much. And a chance! Oh, fine stop from the keeper.
I think he's done great there, both reading it and dealing with it.
Corner number 2 then. Griezmann is there, and he can get that clear. And it's Maicon. De Ligt. Now it's Cruyff. Well, that has not gone well. Cannavaro. Just eases him off the ball. Cruyff. And Cruyff! Oh, that's close, and that will be the last of it. It's half-time. So a fascinating half, full of talking points, not least that last very, very late one. So, nothing to report so far on the goals front.
It's not a bad game by any means, Peter, but it definitely needs an injection of some invention, creativity. There's so much you can do with all that industry by just adding a little bit of skill.
Well, generally speaking, an entertaining half. Lack of goals a notable thing, but that's not to say it hasn't been very watchable. The second period is underway.
Well, I suppose from a defensive perspective, Peter, neither manager can be too unhappy. I just wonder which team is going to up the ante first.
Nedved. De Ligt concedes a free kick for that. And that's going to be a booking.
Well, if he's serious about trying from this range, I think he must feel he can generate the power. Big ask.
That's a fine save.
Absolutely terrific. Terrific reflexes. Goalkeeping at its very best.
Now, can they get him away? Juve is offering some sort of an apology there.
Yeah, he just didn't seem to get enough on the pass, Peter, did he?
Well, it didn't look good for a while, but that was brave defending, and they got away with it.
Yeah, they showed a vulnerability until the move was stifled. That'll have stirred a little concern.
De Ligt did just about enough to come out on top there. Neither party overly willing to compromise. Well, it is clear to see that he is not at all happy with that.
Well, the pass wasn't good enough, and he knows it.
Well, that defending is unapologetically persistent. It's almost personal, and it had to be. It is still anyone's game, 0-0. And it's Ibrahimovic. Griezmann really struggling to influence the game.
Look, he could do with someone else taking responsibility to shift the target. He badly needs some help here.
Brilliantly cut out. And he's cleared it out of harm's way. Maicon is one of the key ingredients in the team's attack. Hernes. Oh, that looks a cracking ball. Real chance! And he hits the net! Finally, the deadlock is broken!
What a time to take the lead. But now comes the dilemma of whether you want to hold on or go for it again and try and extend your advantage. That's always been the harder option, in my experience.
Another moment of magic, a real wow moment.
Yeah, he gets top marks for that finish. I honestly thought his odds weren't that good.
The first breakthrough.
It's so often the case with goal scorers, little influence, and all of a sudden, bang.
Just 5 minutes remaining now. Well read, and the danger is averted.
I thought it was going to happen then. How many more chances can they realistically expect now?
And that's another good win of the ball. Oh no, this does not... Del Piero! But he's left disappointed.
Yeah, it's good movement though. A bit unlucky he couldn't actually steer it goalwards.
And there goes the final whistle. So in the end, one goal did it. An exciting encounter where both sides produced a genuine effort to go on and win it, but neither was able to add to the scoreline in the end. Well, what a sight this is. The colour, the choreography, the camaraderie. The fans have pulled out all the stops to make this a monumental occasion. Expectations and decibels both rising fast here. Things are heating up and we'll be getting underway very soon. And we're underway.
In a system like this, Peter, the winger-fullback combinations can be absolutely crucial.
Yeah, and no doubt you could expand on that for us, Jim.
Well, there's just so many potential options and movements. Overlapping, underlapping, wingers vacating spaces to be occupied by fullbacks.
He's rising! It's in!
Well, once more, it's him. And we can't be surprised because his instinct for doing this is incredible.
And a trademark move ends with the inevitable classy finish.
Look, if you want to be effective on the break, then the key element is always pace. That's what really rips defences apart, and it's difficult to find an answer to it when it's applied like that.
Madrid finding themselves unexpectedly behind. And it's Del Piero. Oh, that's fabulous. Cannavaro did well to emerge with the ball. That's a contest to keep an eye on. So just the one early goal to report so far. 1-0 the score. That is good progress on the left. Griezmann has it in a wide position. And here's Griezmann. Now it's Darwin. Gerrard. Oh, that's well done. Really robust. And the counter is on. Knocks it into space. Vieira. Great defending, strong and determined. Good effort from distance. Now that wasn't a bad hit by any means.
Well, at least his thinking was very good, Peter. Probably thought he hit the target, judging by his reaction.
Cruyff was ultimately thwarted there, but it took a few of them to stop him.
Yeah, definitely not much wrong with what he tried, all things considered. The defence were just well prepared for what was coming.
Skillfully cut out. He is so at ease on the ball. And it's Nedved. Now it's Messi. Now it's Del Piero. And he's picked it up out wide. And he's quick to snatch it back. Kimmich. Kimmich going forward. Oh, that is good. Super running, sharp movement. Came up against a defender, though, who was ever so determined. Chance, surely! And the keeper has reacted superbly there.
Messi really must be thinking what he has to do to score there.
Now it's Del Piero. And here's Nedved. And the shot's on here. Del Piero! Crossbar comes to the rescue. Crosses it. Griezmann! And the whistle goes for half-time. Well, there were plenty of talking points in that first half, but just the one goal. It's still anybody's game here. How do you look back on the first 45 minutes?
Well, it's obvious, Peter, that this team was set up to play on the break, and their opponents pretty much played right into their hands. So no wonder they've got their tails up at half-time.
So it has been pretty frantic here. Everybody eagerly awaiting the start of the second half. And hostilities have resumed at the start of the second half.
Well, my advice would be to keep at it. If you're doing well, keep it going.
Madrid are a team that's fond of the low block. They sure defend in numbers.
Yeah, the whole point being to go back to front as quickly as possible, Peter. Of course, once the ball has been won.
Yeah, balls over the top, long diagonals, that's the plan. Griezmann. Still just a single goal between the sides. And he's had it nicked away. That has ended up in no man's land. And here's Nunez. Oh, he's bustling through here.
Madrid really are going for it here, Peter. Now it's just a matter of sustaining the effort.
There is an irresistible, irrepressible look about them here.
A lucky break would certainly help their cause now.
Well, the two coaches are signalling changes here, both at the same time. Busquets is always scanning the pitch for targets. No, he wasn't being taken in by that trickery. Good running, strong and purposeful. Engages and forces him off the ball. Oh, well played, that has snuffed out the danger. Now it's Mbappe. He has found the way through. Nesta, defending his corner stubbornly, stood up very well to his man. So, Jim, what are you thinking?
There's a lot of football still to be played, Peter, so ideally they need to maintain a
great chance! And there's a goal! 2 up now, and they are cruising. That was easy, almost too easy.
Such a smart finish, and the setup was very good too, but defensively, they didn't cover themselves in glory here.
Well, what a sight this is. The colour, the choreography, the camaraderie. The fans have pulled out all the stops to make this a monumental occasion. Well, colour and passion just oozing from the stands here. These fans love their football, and we're about to be dished up a feast of it. There's the whistle, and here we go. Well, here's your hero, goal scorer, match winner, saviour, all in one. Lionel Messi is indeed one of a kind, and history shows that he is all of those things and so much more.
Yeah, and we can testify to that, having covered quite a few of those games where he showed the very best qualities.
Yeah, time after time, it is a tale of the extraordinary, and we've come to expect the extraordinary from him.
We have.
Nesta cuts it out. There's some great running on show here, but ultimately there was no way through. Nedved will not want to lose out here, not against this opponent. Lovely pass, but can he get there? Oh, he's on his own! It's Eto'o! Goal! Botafogo! And Botafogo are in front. That is glorious, as if he picked it up and put it there himself.
Oh, that's an incredible shot. The dip and the curl he managed to get on it. Impeccable technique, Peter. Absolutely impeccable.
So, a breakthrough already. Now it's Eto'o. Now he's had it taken off him. Now it's Cruyff. And he's had it nicked away. It's a searching pass. No, he's just misjudged that one.
Well, I wouldn't quite advise they should resort to risk-taking at this stage. There's plenty of time left yet.
And the through ball. Nesta proves too strong, too smart. Xavi Alonso. Botafogo are a team that's fond of the low block. They sure defend in numbers.
Yeah, the whole point being to go back to front as quickly as possible, Peter. Of course, once the ball has been won.
Yeah, ball's over the top, long diagonals, that's the plan. Nedved. Nesta did well to emerge with the ball. That's a contest to keep an eye on. Silvestre is one whose deliveries we all know about. Eto'o. Nice interception, well timed. Well, he was clearly disappointed with that pass.
Botafogo clearly didn't help themselves by telegraphing that one. It was always going to be intercepted.
Now it's Nedved. Nedved with the delivery. Can he finish? Well, now it's a race for the ball. Well, there weren't too many attacking options there. A probing pass. Nesta gets across to intercept that. Xavi Alonso. Vieira. Thuram charging forward. That's the end of the first 45. Well, there were plenty of talking points in that first half, but just the one goal. It's still anybody's game here.
Well, let's not beat about the bush, Peter. It's been fairly flat, and the supports have had little to cheer about. So an awful lot of questions have got to be asked, and the answers need to be found in a hurry.
So that's how it stands at halfway. We'll be back with the second half very soon. And we're already back up and running after half-time.
Well, I think in these circumstances, it's all about how to adjust the balance of your team. I mean, you want to get back in it as soon as possible, but without leaving yourself too open.
Shoots! And kept out by the most elastic of saves.
Really anticipated that well, didn't he?
And we have our very first corner. And now they can spring out of defence. And this is Hullet. And this is Luis Suarez. Oh, well played, well played. Down by a goal, needing to go up a gear. That's how it looks here. Silvesh, and he's managed to get free. And this is Eto. Tries a shot! Defending was strong and firm.
Well, Peter, just see here how a lot of the attacking players aren't dropping back anymore.
And that means just one thing, I suppose.
Yeah, they just simply want to engage the counter-attack.
Eto! Sensational from Eto! Sumptuous finish, an absolute joy! And there we have it, the two-goal cushion. It was thrashed in, the crispest of hits.
Well, he's absolutely drilled that, Peter. When you hit it like that, the keeper's not going to be able to do much about it.
Botafogo are sitting pretty, 2-0 up.
Well, it's a great time for them to keep the momentum going. I don't see any need to change the approach. Keep at it with the same intensity, and soon enough, they'll get another break.
Nedved. And it's Hullet. Just about up to 75 minutes. And he walks shot, surely! Loose ball now, and there's a chase on to retrieve it.
There's no respite if you're being chased down like this.
That's a cute ball. And he was quick to react. Xavi Alonso.
Well, yet another interception and a show of anticipation to be commended.
Tries to pass it through. Chance for a shot! Relentless! Just relentless! And with that, it is pretty much a done deal. One sweeping move executed with deadly efficiency.
Yeah, when you're hit on the counter-attack like that, it's like walking into a sucker punch and they're dazed.
A case now of complete control. Oh, he's felt that, hasn't he? Oh, that's a foul, and the whistle's gone. And he is going into that little black book. Well, this looks promising in terms of distance and angle. A real chance then to ease this... Bill! Oh, wonderful! What a goal! Oh, it really is a finish of the highest order. A true beauty of a goal, so brilliantly executed.
Well, he made it look effortless.
And the referee brings it to a close. Well, that was a frustrating game. They were, at times, cohesive, very capable, but undone by an opponent who simply did a better job. Well, what a scene we have here. There's a real expectant buzz in the stadium, and the players on the pitch are raring to go any minute now. Well, the pre-match build-up has been fantastic. Now, the game itself. Well, we're on the way. Alessandro Nesta looking a picture of calm out there, Jim. No doubt ready to deliver yet another defensive masterclass.
Yeah, a man who week in, week out took on the very best attackers. He always embraced that, and they very rarely got the better of him.
A proper virtuoso of the game. Even the most brutal tackles were delivered with flawless timing, impeccable grace, elegance.
Spot on.
Vieri! An early chance there, first of the game. Tries to play it through. Oh, he's seen that early. Used a certain sixth sense. Cruyff. And the pass is intercepted. That is good alertness. Maldini charging forward, the ball at his feet. Threads one in. A quick look, thought about cutting inside. Delivered across. Nesta is there and he can get that clear. Tries one from range. No, just not quite.
Well, he doesn't have hit a clean strike. The moment he was in that position, you knew he was going to smash it.
Now, can they get him away? And this is Del Piero. Del Piero!
I think that's great defending. He just made sure he was in the right place to block it, and I bet you the keeper's very relieved.
And pull it! Oh, the ball's run loose here. Oh, he's been caught on it here. And across it goes. Cleared without hesitation. Vieri! It's run loose. Who's going to get there? Schmeichel trying to keep this in. Now it's Del Piero. He's found a way through. No messing about, just bludgeoned away. That'll be a throw. Played over towards the opposite flank.
Good ball, that too.
And that's really well manoeuvred. And it's Griezmann. Kimmich. Griezmann, a player who needs no introduction. De Rossi. Mateus. Timber. That is good progress on the left. He is through here. Pullet stood his ground strongly. Oh, what a... Can he finish? And it's a goal! It was thrashed in, the crispest of hits.
It would have taken something heroic from the keeper to get anything on that. The height was tricky enough, but the power, he had no chance.
The first breakthrough.
Well, I guess this ought to make things interesting, Peter. No doubt the opposition will now be forced to play a more open and riskier game.
Griezmann. No, he's had it taken off him. No question, this is the man you want to get onto the end of things.
Might want to be careful there.
In with the challenge. Oh, he's going to be disappointed with that. And the referee says that is that for the first half. There's been no shortage of industry or intent thus far. A little inspiration and inventiveness, perhaps the only things lacking.
Well, for me, Peter, things have never really got going, but at least this will be a good time to reflect and regroup. I can see a few changes coming, because whatever they've been doing, it just hasn't gelled.
So that was the first half, and we will be back with the second half shortly. So straight into the second half.
Well, I think in these circumstances, it's all about how to adjust the balance of your team. I mean, you want to get back in it as soon as possible, but without leaving yourself too open.
Maldini. Mateus. Now it's Vieri. And he's had it nicked away. And here's Pato. And here's Cruyff. This looks promising. Griezmann. Oh, that's a fine interception. And it's been hooked away. He won't be happy with that one. Down by a goal, needing to go up a gear. That's how it looks here. Oh, that's fabulous. And the shot! And he hits the net. They are right back in business.
Well, it looks like we have ourselves a real game here now, Peter. They've been rewarded for their courage, for their attitude, for their application, and now they'll want another.
One sweeping move, executed with deadly efficiency.
Well, it's an example of counter-attacking at its finest. Real cut and thrust.
We're looking at a different game now.
This is exactly the kind of contest you'd expect when you have so much class from both sides. The next goal is going to be so significant.
Cruyff. No way through. And here's Pato.
Alexander Pato really needed to concentrate on protecting the ball. Then again, he was being very closely marshalled.
And this is Griezmann. Nedved. Cross goes in there.
That was well seen too. Good clearance. Concentration levels are very good, and so is the commitment. This game could yet yield a winner.
That's a little off target. Well cut out, no margin for error there at all. And it's Griezmann. Now it's Pato. Bangladesh needed that. They really needed it.
Oh, that's brilliantly defended, though. It looked destined.
Can he finish? And that's a good finish. And they're back in front. That is so good. Such sharp skills and such a delicious finish.
Well, I think he was saying to his teammates, how dare you doubt me?
Well, this is what we've been waiting for.
Listen, when it comes to goals, Peter...
Pato! Loose ball now, and there's a chase on to retrieve it. And he's only too happy to take that back. He's being urged to shoot. That's really well cleared. 2 minutes to be added on. And here's Pato. Nesta gets it away. And that's it. Well, this was a game they could so easily have won on another day, but alas, that wasn't to be, and they go... So bring it on. Hype, expectation, emotion. The game yet to kick off. The excitement already palpable. Colours vivid and vibrant, songs loud and proud. The tone for this game is well and truly set. So we're up and running.
This guy, Roberto Carlos, really is a unique player, Peter.
I don't think anyone would argue with that.
The pace, the power, the set pieces, the way he constantly surged forward.
And a fabulous urgency about everything he does.
That's exactly it.
Now it's Luis Suarez. Oh, now here's an interesting matchup. Now it's Luis Suarez. Oh, well played, well sorted out. And it's Hullet. Bergomi. Thuram. Oh, that pass isn't the best. And here's Suarez.
Suarez clearly held on to it far too long there. Did he do enough to find someone? He looked as if he had his mind set on trying to do everything his way.
Now the cross. Seedorf. Thuram receives it in a good position here. Bergomi did well to emerge with the ball. That's a contest to keep an eye on.
I'm not sure the shot was ever on there, really. There were just too many bodies in the way, Peter.
He won't be happy with that one. Looking for the run. Oh, he had to make that, and he did make it.
Yeah, the crowd have tried to spark some excitement, but to no avail. This needs something explosive.
And it's Hullet. And this is Cruyff. Cruyff! And he looked every bit the assured keeper there.
Yeah, he was well placed to deal with that.
And we have our very first corner. Oh, good effort! There it is! And we have liftoff! Great corner, and he did the rest.
Yeah, it all came from some really smart movement, Peter. Did the defence let themselves down by not picking him up? I think the boss won't be amused.
So the first goal of the game.
Well, this should have...
He's having a shot! Kimmich is always scanning the pitch for targets. 1-0 here just before the break, and it looks as though it's going to stay that way for now. And here's Suarez. Now that's well seen too. Roberto Carlos. Now it's Luis Suarez. And here's Hullet. Hullet unable to make it happen for all his good intentions. Short changes him with that pass. Knocks it into space. And Hullet! That was superb goalkeeping.
Hullet really must be thinking what he has to do to score there.
And here's Suarez. Hullet. And the referee says that is that for the first half. A very combative, competitive half with just the one decisive moment. It's been compelling stuff.
Yeah, on the face of it, it looks a fair reflection of what we've all seen, Peter. Some incisive play one side, battling qualities on the other. I think this game is there to be won, and a minor tweak may be all it needs to change it.
So it has been pretty frantic here. Everybody eagerly awaiting the start of the second half. So straight into the second half.
Well, my advice would be to keep at it. If you're doing well, keep it going.
Kimmich. And that interception was most necessary.
He read that really well and stopped it.
Cruyff. Now that looks a decent ball. Kimmich receives it in a wide position. And the assistant referee rightly gives him offside. Still just a single goal between the sides. And here's Shevchenko. And it's Seedorf. He's in a great position here. Referee's had a good look and given a corner.
Well, look, they know they've got a height advantage, and it's time for them to use it.
Pings in across.
Oh, that's a cracking ball.
Shoots! Nearly, but not quite.
They've got to make this nice and quick.
Oh, well played. That has snuffed out the danger. And here's Shevchenko. And the ball's come loose here. Oh, that's fabulous. Shapes the shoot! And there's a goal! And with the match slipping away, they have hauled themselves off the canvas. Speed of thought, efficiency of movement, and certainty of outcome.
Such a smart finish, and the setup was very good too, but defensively, they didn't cover themselves in glory here.
We're looking at a different game now.
Well, I'd happily watch this every week, Peter. This is exactly what you want from a big game.
Maldini clears without hesitation. Nepal have reclaimed it. Looking to play him in. Tries to play it through. Oh, that's well spotted.
Well, there's no doubt that they want to win this, Peter. They'll have to maintain the energy and dynamism until the very end, though.
Threads one in. No luck with that dink over the top. Nepal are looking to play on the counter here, aren't they?
Well, I think it's pretty clear they've changed their shape, certainly when defending at least, because they've got to be ready to hit them hard on the counter-attack, and that seems to be the plan.
Nedved. Now it's Luis Suarez. Seedorf is one of those players who's known for reading the game better than anyone. Decent chance! And that will be it. So it's ended all square, both sides showing battling qualities and neither willing to give in. Your reflections then, Jim?
Yeah, this looked the most likely outcome, but we've had a good variety in this game, despite it being anti...
Well, football is, of course, ultimately just a game, but for the next 2 hours, it might not feel like that. The stadium is full of noise and energy. This certainly matters. A fabulous show of vivid colour and vocal cords. The new look Camp Nou at its best. Well, we're on the way. Well, Filippo Inzaghi may not have the swashbuckling panache of some of his contemporaries, but his goal-scoring record, Jim, speaks for itself.
There's something that's just so wonderfully simple about his game. The run he makes, his ability to draw the ball towards him inside the box, his approach will remain the same. After all, he only needs to get it right once.
And we have our very first corner. Van Dijk clears it away. Barcelona are looking to go forward now. He's picked his way through.
Well, a few of his teammates are quite furious with him as they felt they were within reach, but he made nothing of it. His boss doesn't look too amused either.
That's going to go a long way. And here's Cruyff. And Cruyff! And that's what you call inspired goalkeeping.
That's very, very good. You can't ask for much more than that.
If you have just joined us, well, you've missed no goals. Out for a throw. Now, try to spin that positively. I certainly can't. Lovely pass, but can he get there? Kimmich is the distributor-in-chief, always looking for movers. Looking to play him in, and he cuts out the supply. Well, it is clear to see that he is not at all happy with that.
Clearly is miffed, having made the run and not get picked out.
Oh, that's superb. Bit of an appeal, but nothing doing. Approaching the half-hour mark. This might spell danger. He's having a shot! It's bounced back off the post. Kimmich. Well seen, saw that coming.
He read that really well and stopped it.
Nedved can so cleverly bypass the press. Now there's a fine ball. Barcelona are a team that's fond of the low block. They sure defend in numbers.
Yeah, the whole point being to go back to front as quickly as possible, Peter. Of course, once the ball has been won.
Yeah, balls over the top, long diagonals, that's the plan. Pull it. Now it's Del Piero. Van Dijk did well to emerge with the ball. That's a contest to keep an eye on. There's a beautiful simplicity about this contest. Willing running on one side, dogged defence on the other. And Cruyff! Big moment! Massive goal!
And for such a big name in your side to register very close to the break, not only creates a real buzz in your dressing room during the break, but dispirits the opposition too and sets up a decent chance to go on and finish this game.
And that signals the end of the first period. There's been no shortage of industry or intent thus far. A little inspiration and inventiveness perhaps the only things lacking. How do you look back on the first 45 minutes?
Well, I think it's a case of so far, so good. The boss has clearly done his homework, and I don't think he needs to change much during the break. Now they've got the lead, they can expect more of the same in the second half.
So it has been pretty... Oh, great leap! Goal! 2 up now, and they are cruising. He watched it all the way, and the finish was unerring.
Yeah, it all came from some really smart movement, Peter. Did the defence let themselves down by not picking him up? I think the boss won't be amused.
So that's 2 now without reply.
Well, that's a real psychological weight off the shoulders, I think. It's a very different game now at 2 up.
A slightly better ball would have led to a very different... Shot at goal! It's loose, and there's a race for the ball. Now it's Cruyff. That ball looks a good one. A lot of... He's had a shot! That's another chance! Yes! And with that, it is pretty much a done deal. Some heroic goalkeeping, but even that couldn't save them this time.
Oh, that's great movement from him. He instinctively knew that the ball was going to come back out and put himself where he needed to be. The sort of thing you just can't teach.
Barcelona can now introduce the first of their substitutes. 3-0, and things are starting to look awfully cosy.
And things are much healthier in their favour. Mind you, you would have thought that when the last one went in.
And the pass is intercepted. Can he get on the end of this? And he's in on goal. Beckenbauer has a look and plays it forward. Well, a glitch with the rangefinder there, and evident annoyance.
His teammates are really annoyed with that, you know, and they have every right to be.
Back they go. Oh, good read.
That's great positioning. So good from him.
Now it's Batistuta. And again, they run up against stubborn defending. Threads one in. Now that's well seen too. Vieira. And here's Nedved. Barcelona can breathe again. Just.
You know, it was an intervention that had to be made. Serious trouble lay in store.
Oh, well played, well sorted out. Oh, that's fabulous. And Park Ji-sung! Smashing save, really good save that.
Well, that's a sign that he clearly feels the need to take it upon himself to try and get his side back into this.
And that is out of play. Oh, he's felt that, hasn't he? Well, they're looking at the referee, but he's waved play on. Van Dijk promptly onto that, and that is that. Ahead by 3, but they won't want to take their foot off the pedal. Now it's Del Piero. Rijkaard spots it and intercepts. Cout, he's got away. And that's a throw-in. Engages and forces him off the ball. Nedved. 4 extra minutes added on. Van Dijk. And it's Olmo. Now it's Cruyff. And that's been won straight back. Cout ventures forward.
Might want to be careful there.
Foul and a free kick in a very dangerous area. And just to confirm that the referee did issue a yellow card for that earlier incident. Cafu. And that's it. Well, that was a tale of 2 very different teams. One driven, ruthless, prolific. So welcome one and all to a picturesque evening here. A clear night, all the ingredients for a showcase game that the passionate crowd demands. I'm your commentator, Peter Drury, and providing his unique brand of expert analysis, here's Jim Beglin.
Well, I can tell you I'm truly delighted to join you, Peter, and thank you very much for that.
Well, the pre-match build-up has been fantastic. Now, the game itself. If you have just joined, you have just missed the kickoff. Well, we all know of Johan Cruyff as the father of total football, but what can we expect from him on the pitch, Jim?
He'll be the conductor, Peter, making sure that his team creates space and make good use of it. I expect him to be running the show and adding a touch of class to proceedings.
Yeah, winning with style, and that's what he has always been about.
Always.
Saliba, defending his corner stubbornly, stood up very well to his man. Now it's Cristiano Ronaldo. Cruyff was alert to the possibilities, but in the end it's fruitless. Oh, we expected better, and so did he. Well, a glitch with the rangefinder there, and evident annoyance.
Yeah, he just didn't seem to get enough on the pass, Peter, did he?
Out towards the flank. It's run loose here. Quarter of an hour played. Engages and forces him off the ball.
Yeah, we're actually currently watching a contest of insipid probing. The only way is up, I hope.
Ribery is a player who's always giving defenders headaches. Oh, he's having a go! And the keeper has reacted superbly there.
I think he's done great there, both reading it and dealing with it.
Milan are a team that's fond of the low block. They sure defend in numbers.
Yeah, the whole point being to go back to front as quickly as possible, Peter. Of course, once the ball has been won.
Yeah, balls over the top, long diagonals, that's the plan. Now it's Ribery. Ribery. The ball goes in, and the keeper beats it away. He is just Cruyff! And that is quite wonderful! Oh, it really is a finish of the highest order. He hit that like he meant it, absolutely speared it in.
It would have taken something heroic from the keeper to get anything on that. The height was tricky enough, but the power, he had no chance.
So we have the first goal.
Well, I think the next 5 to 10 minutes will call for real focus as the opposition will inevitably react.
Cristiano Ronaldo, and he's made sure that's not getting through. Ribery, of course, a dribbler of outlandish ability. Oh, he's going to be disappointed with that. And that has put paid to that.
It looks very much like they'd be happy to settle for this narrow lead at the break.
And he's managed to get free. Oh, that is good. Super running, sharp movement. Came up against a defender, though, who was ever so determined.
That appeared to be an inevitable outcome. Too much traffic.
Now it's Luis Suarez. Nicely weighted ball. And this is Luis Suarez. Pepe did just about enough to come out on top there. And that brings the first half to a close. A very combative, competitive half with just the one decisive moment. It's been compelling stuff.
Yeah, on the face of it, it looks a fair reflection of what we've all seen, Peter. Some incisive play one side, battling qualities on the other. I think this game is there to be won, and a minor tweak may be all it needs to change it.
So it has been pretty frantic here. Everybody eagerly awaiting the start of the second half. So, into the second half.
Well, if you're ahead, it's a good time to start moving the ball quicker, Peter. Entice your opponents out. See if you can open them up a bit more.
Aimed beyond the defence. Oh, that is superb. A dangerous moment, perfectly dealt with.
Some inspired work that. It's good that someone knew exactly what they were doing.
Now it's Cruyff, and this is Griezmann. He is through here. Good claim. No margin for error there. Well, that defending is unapologetically persistent. It's almost personal, and it had to be. And here's Eto'o.
Eto'o clearly held on to it far too long there. Did he do enough?
He's having a pop! Sensational from Eto'o! Sumptuous finish, an absolute joy! They have hauled themselves right back into it.
Well, they were starting to look more and more threatening, Peter, so this comes as no surprise. The fans here are pretty fired up now.
Oh, that was sharp. Deliciously sharp.
Well, he's absolutely drilled that, Peter. When you hit it like that, the keeper's not going to be able to do much about it.
Milan restore parity.
This is exactly the kind of contest you'd expect when you have so much class from both.
It's Luis Suarez! Well, now it's a race for the ball. Thuram is one of those players who's known for reading the game better than anyone. Milan are looking to play on the counter here, aren't they?
Well, I think it's pretty clear they've changed their shape, certainly when defending at least, because they've got to be ready to hit them hard on the...
Luis Suarez! Oh, that was no routine save.
Really anticipated that well, didn't he?
And we have our very first corner. Milan have the chance to go the other way. He has found the way through. Oh, that's fabulous. There's the shot! Goal, Milan! And the comeback is complete. And a trademark move ends with the inevitable classy finish.
Well, it's an example of counter-attacking at its finest. Real cut and thrust.
Milan leading now.
I just think this has been a lesson in character, togetherness and composure. I think most teams would have crumbled by now, but this refusal to give up is brilliant.
Now it's Eto'o. Lam. And here's Eto'o. Oh, lovely feeding is on the finish! And again! And it's in! And surely that does it! Perfect time, decisive strike! Some heroic goalkeeping, but even that couldn't save them this time.
Well, Peter, I know from experience there are players who always seem to know where the ball's going to end up. This isn't about...
And pull it! And no, he couldn't find the finish.
Well, they've got a big enough job on their hands as it is, Peter. They really need to be putting those chances away.
It's their second corner of the game. Casemiro can get it clear. And now they can spring out of defence. Nesta cuts it out. And here's Del Piero. Bale! Oh, how's that for a goal? A finish of true class. With so little time left. Grandstand finish. Well, no goalkeeper would keep that out. It really was a bullet.
Well, that was hit with genuine ferocity. You just don't stop those, Peter.
Just one in it now. And it's Hullet. Schneider. Big chance! Oh, good finish. And that should do it. Within sight of the finish line. Complete awareness. He understood what was needed and he executed it smoothly.
Yeah, the goal was really well worked.
Shoots! Oh, in he goes again. He's got a goal. Drama at the death. Is there time for one more twist? And the referee brings it to a close. Well, what a game. Unpredictable to the very end. Momentum shifting this way and that. So bring it on. Hype, expectation, emotion. The game yet to kick off. The excitement already palpable. Well, colour and passion just oozing from the stands here. These fans love their football, and we're about to be dished up a feast of it. So that's got things underway. Borussia Dortmund have opted for a 4-4-2 formation.
Reminders of a golden era in English football, I should add, and it continues to hold its place in the modern game. Playing a second striker runs the risk of being outnumbered in midfield, of course, so with the wider pairing and fullbacks, plenty of running has to be part of their play, and of course, the right service into the box.
Driving on and making good progress. Vieira shows great strength. Well, he's not happy with that challenge, but the referee has let it go. A slightly better ball would have led to a very different outcome there.
They should have done a lot better there. The final ball was very poor.
Thuram did well to emerge with the ball. That's a contest to keep an eye on.
Well, the box was just so congested there, Peter. There was absolutely no space to work with.
And the pass is intercepted. Threads one in. Look at the space here! Ribéry charging forward, the ball at his feet. He's had it taken off him.
Yeah, the crowd have tried to spark some excitement, but to no avail. This needs something explosive.
Oh, we expected better, and so did he. Kimmich. That's a sharp pass. Vieira. Rooney. Rice. Kimmich is the distributor-in-chief, always looking for movers. Nesta cuts it out.
Borussia Dortmund definitely have the look of a team that likes to counter-attack, Peter.
Yeah, that is clear. Just look at how they line up.
Well, in other words, they don't mind being patient.
Ribery looking to receive it in space. Oh, sweet feet. And he's managed to get free. Hangs in a cross.
Oh, that was one big no-no when you've got a queue formed in the box.
Well, they've got it back in a hurry. Griezmann, a player who needs no introduction. Ribery. Ribery cuts a frustrated figure right now. He just cannot get away.
Look, he could do with someone else taking responsibility to shift the target. He badly needs some help here.
Good challenge. Excellent challenge. So, a temporary halt to the action. So we go in at half-time with both defences still yet to be breached. They rather cancelled each other out in the first period. Let us see what the second half brings. How would you review the first half?
Well, simply put, Peter, they haven't been good enough to trouble the opposition. They need to play with more courage in the second half and a lot more intent.
So we are still where we were at the beginning. It is 0-0 at the break. And hostilities have resumed at the start of the second half.
Well, both sides are eager to get going. Here's hoping that it's a good sign. Things are about to change. We need a little more life in this.
Maldini. Some intricate passing, looking to progress the ball. That's tidy. Kimmich does really well there. He is strong. That has ended up in no man's land. And it's Azar. Vieira wins the duel this time. And here's Rooney. Eto'o. And the finish! And he couldn't finish.
That's good running. It makes life so much easier when you have people who are willing to go beyond the defence like that. They've got a healthy number of very tall targets to pick out from this corner.
Well, it's gone out again, and so we'll have a repeat corner. Corner number 2 then. Oh, good climb! And he's stuck it away! And we have liftoff! A wonderful delivery, and all it needed was a touch.
He did so well there, attacking the ball the way he did. He got a strong forehead behind that one.
So the first goal of the game.
Well, when the going gets tough, etc., they can still turn this round, I think.
Nedved. Oh, good spread. Knocks it out wide. The less said about that pass, the better.
They'll want to make the most of this turnover.
Now it's Bale. Now it's Pato. Put it! And that's a tidy finish. That is remarkable. All square in a matter of moments.
Well, going behind has simply triggered a collective determination to hit back, and they merit nothing less.
A truly wicked strike, nigh on perfection.
Oh, what a hit, Peter, and there was nothing lucky about it, let me tell you. It was measured, it was simply inch perfect.
And when the manager called on him, he was only too happy to repay that faith.
I think the manager's claiming an assist here.
We're looking at a different game now.
Well, there's resilience for you, Peter. As a side, they never lost focus despite the setback, and this is thoroughly merited. For me, now they can Going better, possibly.
Rummenigge. A game with so much to recommend it. Fabulous contest, but still no clear winner.
Well, a goal either way at this stage would qualify as a steal.
Now who's going to be first to this?
Well, that might be that, Peter. Maybe both sides just going to have to settle for the draw now.
Passes short and sharp. And that's really well manoeuvred. Nedved powering forward here. Nesta gets over and intercepts. Rice. Rummenigge. Bullet. And that is that. A good watch, more than a good watch actually, certainly from a sporting perspective. It lacks a winner of course, but the crowd largely satisfied. Your final thoughts, Jim?
Yeah, this looked the most likely outcome, but we've had...